functional movement. Now today is gonna be a little bit different. So it's not necessarily gonna be functional movements that we do, but we are gonna work on a lot of muscles that typically just get very, very tight, overworked, kind of congested, and we're gonna release them a little bit so that for our functional movements, they can operate just how they need to operate, okay? So with that being said, you will need a foam roller. Now, if you do not have a foam roller accessible to you, you can use like a trigger point ball. That is completely okay as well. However, what we're gonna be working on is upper body as well as the hip area, okay? Next week, we're gonna do another one that's gonna focus on hips and the lower body. Now, if you've never foamed rolled before, please know that the longer the foam roller is, the easier it's gonna be for you because you have a little bit more leverage. The smaller, it's gonna be just a little bit harder. Additionally, a couple things when it comes to foam rolling. First, pregnancy and postpartum, this is amazing for you, okay? Foam rolling is so good, especially in pregnancy, but it often gets overlooked. So just know that if you need to adjust for baby, for belly, don't worry, I'll give you some things to do just in case, but do know, adjust however you need to, okay? Also, when it comes to foam rolling, please know that you want to go to a point where you kind of feel a little bit soreness. It should not be like sharp stabbing pain, okay? It shouldn't be anything like that, but it's going to be a little uncomfortable. You don't want to ease up on it and make it be just rolling back and forth. You need to actually get into the muscle. And if you feel an area that feels a little bit hard or sticky or try and just relax on it and breathe through it and let that muscle with that adhesion area just kind of relax, okay? So go ahead, get your foam roller or get your little trigger point ball. It can be a lacrosse ball, a hockey, like a field hockey ball. It can also be a tennis ball, anything of the sort, and let's get started. Okay, so to let you know, we have a total of 15 exercises. Now, some of them are unilateral, and we're gonna go through a few of them just on one side. Then we'll switch to the other side and get that side as well for the same exercises and then move on, okay? But first one that we're gonna do is for our occipital region back here at the base of your skull. Now, if you've never done this before, it can be a little bit tender, but it can also feel really good, okay? You know, if you ever get like those tension headaches, like right behind your eye, those ocular headaches sometimes, typically it's because there's tightness down here, okay? So we have a little under 40 seconds before we begin, but just to show you from the back, you're gonna place your foam roller right at the base of your neck or your base of your head, okay? Not completely on your neck, not down here on your upper back, and not on your head. It's gonna go right under here. If you trace your fingers down your head to where it kind of dips in and your skull kind of stops right there, that's the area we want to go to, okay? So go ahead and get your foam roller down. You're gonna place it right there. You can always adjust however is needed, okay? So remember, it's not completely on your neck. It is not gonna be on your head. It's not on your upper back here, okay? Let's get ready. Right here, all I want you to do is roll from one side to the next. Now we have 60 seconds on each move, so take your time getting to each one. I need you to push down into the foam roller as you do this. Now, if you have a ball, go a little bit softer, a little bit more gentle because it's gonna trigger point it. So you're gonna get a lot more pressure. Now what I want you to do is pick one side, whichever side, doesn't matter which, and I want you to just press that side into the foam roller, okay? You can move your head up and down if you want. It's totally up to you. You can just find that little sore spot there and press into it. And gently go ahead and move over to the other side. Now if you ever feel like, ooh, I just need to stay here, you can pause the video. Pause the video or just keep doing you, okay? Now you're on the other side, pressing in. The next one we're gonna do is gonna be for our thoracic region. This is our upper back, okay? Get ready, 2, 1. So you're gonna go to the base of your shoulder blades and go to about mid-back, right here. Now you're not crunching up. I'm just supporting my head. That's really all I'm doing. We're just relaxing, letting the foam roller go. All right, I don't want you going up onto your shoulders. Right here, just breathe. If it pops, that's okay. Just breathe through here and just keep going. The next one we're gonna do is gonna be a chest opener. You're not really gonna do much. You're just gonna let your body kind of open up in the chest, okay? What you're gonna do, not yet, okay? You still have about a little under 20 seconds. You're gonna place the foam roller directly on your spine. Now, if all you're doing is using a trigger point ball, you're just kind of not really gonna do this one. However, you can go into a child's pose and let your chest open up that way, okay? So we're going in 3, 2, 1. So right here, support your head if you want. It's totally up to you, or you can let it relax down. You can put a pillow there. And what I want you to do is just let your chest open. Now, I'm actually gonna scoot down a little bit on my foam roller, let my head relax on the foam roller a little bit. Now, what I want you to do is just let your chest open. I know this seems like what in the world, but the chest muscles, when it comes to moms, get so tight. It gets so tight. Just think about it. We're always hunched over, whether it's breastfeeding, bottle feeding, just some of our posture from pregnancy. So let it open, just relax, just breathe here, okay? What we're gonna do next is gonna be for our lat dorsi muscle, okay? Latissimus dorsi. You're just letting your chest open up right here. Breathe through it. Let those muscles relax. You got less than 5, then what you're gonna do, 2, 1, go ahead and come on down. First thing to get into this position is you're gonna start on your side, okay? So have the foam roller directly underneath your armpit on the side, okay? Then you're gonna lean back just a little bit, okay? You're gonna go up into the armpit, go down to about mid-back, getting that good lat dorsi. Now, again, if you find a spot that's kind of like, woo, stay there, breathe through it, apply the pressure, okay? Don't let up on it, don't cheat yourself. Now, this is one of those moves, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do 2 more moves on this side, then we'll flip to the other side, okay? So coming up next is going to be our obliques, okay? You keep going. But all you're gonna do is you are gonna go on the side here, maybe just a slight lean forward, base of your ribs down to those hips. All right, now pregnancy, postpartum, this might not feel the greatest depending on where you are in your postpartum journey. 2, 1, come join me. So if that's the case, pregnancy, postpartum, if that's way too much, then just lean off to the side and use your hand kind of as a trigger point, if you will, trigger point ball, and just kind of massage it out. Really, if you find a spot where it's kind of like, woo, push in on it just a little bit, all right? Now what we're gonna do from here next is we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna actually get our pec muscles, okay? You got 30. So what you're gonna do for this one, you have about 2 different ways that you can do this, okay? So stay on that same side. Now, one way that you can do it is have the foam roller go perpendicular starting around your armpit area, okay? What I mean by that is if you hold it up, it's gonna make a T. So you're gonna lay down right here. Now I have the wall behind me, but you can relax fully. You're just gonna roll from that armpit a little bit onto that chest, okay? Adjust the foam roller a little bit if you need to. We go in 2, 1, let's go. Right there. Keep going. Nice, good rolling here. Now the other way you can do this, I'll show you from this angle, is you actually line the foam roller up with your arm. Now this is gonna get the edge of the foam roller right in here. If you're using a trigger point ball, you're just massaging in, okay? Don't go obviously fully onto your chest, that's not gonna feel good. Pregnancy, postpartum, just massage it. Massage it from armpit down towards the top of the breast line, okay? But if you do this, if you line it up with your arm, you're gonna get more of a trigger right into the top of where those muscles go, okay? So what we're gonna do next is we're just gonna go to the other side, back to that lat dorsi, okay? You keep going. I'm gonna show you how to get set up in 2, 1. So put it underneath of your armpit, you're on your side. Then I want you to slightly lean back and go about mid-back, base of those ribs. Now typically right up in the armpit region is where I get my tender spots. So I'm just gonna hang out here for a moment. And again, at any point in time, if you're like, hold up, wait, I gotta get a little bit more time in here, pause this. Totally okay to do, or just let it play while you do your thing. Okay, if something feels good and you wanna stay on that, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you. You know your muscles and what they need. There we go. Whoop, that's a spot right there. So next what we're gonna do is just those obliques. So you're gonna go fully on your side, go a little bit base of your ribs down to the top of your hips. Slight rotation in if possible. Breathe through it. If you're on a sore spot, just breathe through it and let it melt. And go ahead and go to those obliques for me. Again, pregnancy postpartum. You're gonna sit up and you're gonna kind of lean to the side, exposing the obliques that you're working on. And you're just gonna massage them out with your hands, typically with your knuckles. Do what feels comfortable. I know some pregnant mamas who this feels amazing and fine and they have absolutely no issues. And some, it doesn't feel great. All right. In 30, we're gonna go to our pecs. And again, you have the option where you can do where it's perpendicular, creating that T. You can even rotate it ever so slightly and come in just like this. Or you can line it up with your arm, getting the edge of it right in there on those pecs, and that's gonna be a little bit more tender, okay? If you don't have a foam roller, if you're using a ball, you can press it in. You can also go up against a wall with the ball and press into it that way. 2, 1, go ahead and get those pecs for me, or you can simply right here pull and massage it out. All right, just pull if you find a tender spot. Dig those fingers in as comfortably as you can before it really starts to hurt, and just breathe through it, okay? So after this, we're gonna move on down to our sacrum. We're gonna hit the sacrum and the glutes, and then we're gonna hit what's called the piriformis. Piriformis, piriformis, it really depends who taught you, where you live, etc., but they are the same thing if you've heard those two. Again, find that spot that's just a little bit tender, if you're able to, and just hold it and breathe through it, okay? So foam rolling is part of SMR, self-myofascial release. You can do this, like I said, with a foam roller. You can do it with massage techniques, with a trigger point ball, a hand roller. 2, 1, go ahead and come on up. I want you to sit on top of it for me. Sit on top of it. So what I want you to do here, cross one leg over for me and roll to the top of your hip. Okay, you're gonna go top of the hip, so base of the low back, right before you get to the main part of your glute. Notice I'm not going on my glute, and you're leaning to the side of the leg that's up. I'm not going onto my full glute here. I'm getting a good portion in that hip region. This is your sacrum, your sacral region, with some SI in here as well, okay? Typically a tender point, so find a spot if you need to and just hold it. What we're gonna do from here is we're just gonna get glutes next, all right? And you can either keep this foot up for that, or you can drop it, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. If you're doing this with a ball, just be careful. You might wanna just massage this one out. All right, now, come up and you're gonna get the full glute. I want you to lean just on one side. We're not getting the other glute right now. Full glute, all right? Top to bottom. Kind of try and go where those hammies meet. Now, if you need to, drop that leg and get a little bit more work in there, okay? Getting that whole glute max right here, okay? There we go. Next, what we're gonna get is called the piriformis. You're actually gonna go back into that figure, I call it the figure 4 position, because if you put it out like this, it kind of makes like a 4, right? You're gonna come back up into that, and you're gonna lean over, pull that knee in as close as you can, and you're gonna go right in that middle. Not yet, you still have time. But I like to call it the little nugget. You can kind of feel it. It's a little tender for most. It typically causes a lot of issues, all right? So, 2, 1, come and join me. So bring it back up, all right? You're gonna lean into that knee. Pull it in tight as you can. Obviously, pregnancy, postpartum, do what you gotta do. You're gonna lean onto that side, right in the middle of that glute, okay? So you're not getting the full glute, right in there. You might feel it. It will feel like a little tender area. It's not a big one, okay? Now, pregnancy, postpartum, if it's too much, you can always put a ball right in the middle of that glute and just roll back and forth. Or you can also use your fingertips, dig into the glute. I know that sounds weird, but dig into the middle and massage around, apply pressure. This is one of those muscles that typically can cause a lot of pain, especially with pelvic pain, SI stuff. So right there's my tender spot. I'm gonna hold it. And same thing if you're on a ball, you're just attacking it with the ball. All right, so what we're gonna do from here is we're just gonna go to the other side. Sacrum on the other side, okay? So all you gotta do, flip out the legs. Now remember, you're going from the top of your glutes to the top of that hip, kind of like that low back region to the top of the glutes. You're still leaning on the side, but you're kind of in a laid back position, if you will. And again, if you find one of those spots, just stay there. Stay there, hold on to it, let it relax, let it release, breathe through it, all right? Don't cheat yourself out of SMR. I know it can be uncomfortable, I know that, but it is so beneficial if you just let it do its work. Coming up next is that glute. Again, you can keep your leg up like this and get the full glute, or you can bring your leg down and focus just on this one side. Remember, you do want to lean to the side that you're working on. Ready? Let's go. I'm gonna scoot forward just a little bit. There we go. So the leg that you're working, make sure that it's fully out and it's not up like this one. This one is just up because I'm not working it. It's here for support so that I can lean out to the side and really get this glute. You're going from the top all the way to where it meets with the hammies. There you go. And again, I know this isn't really a functional movement per se, but I did have a member of the Momma Fit community ask if I could do something like this. And I had considered doing a program specifically for stuff like this. So I figured, you know what, before I do that, before I add in another, not a program, sorry, just a workout series. But before I added that in, let me do it a little bit, get some feelers. So if you feel like this is gonna be a good little workout series to do, let's pull it up, go into that piri. So it's the middle of the glute. So again, pull it in, tight, tight, tight towards your chest. Lean in as much as you can. Pregnancy, do what you gotta do. Postpartum, if it's uncomfortable, do what you gotta do, all right? Lean towards that side, you're going for that middle. And it's okay, sometimes you might feel one side is a little bit more unhappy than the other, that's a-okay. But if you feel like, hey, yeah, having something like this would be nice, you know? Having something quick, roll out, get those muscles relaxed once a week, be able to take something to kind of unwind you from the week of work that you just did. Let me know. Let me know if this is something you would find beneficial to your routine. I think it's beneficial. I include a kind of reset day in all of my programs, where it's mobility, stretching, foam rolling. Sometimes it's a mix of it all. Sometimes we're focusing just on one. Go ahead and relax. But I do try and do that because I think it's so important. It's so beneficial for pregnant mamas. It is amazing for you. And I don't think a lot of people talk about how great it is for pregnancy, but it truly, truly is. So other than that, thank you for joining me today. If you joined me, I know not everybody just has a foam roller laying around at home. So if you joined me, thank you. And also, mamas, remember, click on the links down below, okay? It's gonna give you details about the Momma Fit Collective. It's also gonna give you details about the Momma Fit Community if you wanna come over there. There's a lot that goes on during the week. And we have weekly live workouts, so you can hop over there as well. Other than that, make sure to like, subscribe, share this channel with a mama friend who you think would find this stuff beneficial. And other than that, thank you, and I cannot wait to hang out and see you again in our next workout together. Have a great and wonderful day, night, week, weekend, whenever it's for you, and I will see you very soon.